Oh, we got to do an emergency update. Though I don't like doing, I'm uploading videos. I uploaded the teaching post, and I'll try to go short and give these appropriate titles. The Kohler Times believes Christians. Please understand, and then I'll elaborate. The Kohler Times believes Christians are uneducated, working class, prejudiced, white, rural Southerners. You say, John, you're not properly explaining the opinion piece you're reading in today's paper. You see, when people are racists, what they do, whether you are a white racist or a Hispanic racist, whether you are a conservative racist or a liberal racist, whether you are a Democratic racist or Republican racist, the way that you write will reveal that. I read the story the other day. There's a justice of the peace out of Clayburgh County. I won't read to his name. That's the county I worked in for all those years, because Kingsville is in Clayburgh County. And as I read the article the other day, it said he used the term redneck in his court. He said, this is a redneck court. Now, I was offended when I heard that, or I would be offended if I was in his court and heard him say that. Just like I would be offended if I was in a Hispanic judge's court and he kind of referred to something like La Raza or something. But how do I call you out, Kohler Times, for being divisive in this community? And once again, being anti-Christian. There are a lot of Hispanics, there are a lot of black people who are Christian. You gave, the Kohler Times gave the Webster's and Cambridge Dictionary definition of a redneck. That definition, they rightfully say, is an uneducated, working class, prejudiced, white rural Southerner. But in that definition, it doesn't say a Christian, meaning you have Christians who are not Southerners, who are not white, who are not uneducated, and who are not, quote, the working class, which is not wrong with being working class. But in their top or third paragraph, they threw, how can any person of color, non-Anglo-Saxon ethnicity, or other than Christian religion not feel offended? Why do you think Christians would not also feel offended? Because what you did, you showed your racism and your bias. You decided to add to the Webster and Cambridge definition. And you said, we throw Christians in that category. See, Christians could very well be offended that that man used the term redneck. Just like a Muslim could be offended, a Jew could be offended, a Buddhist can be offended. But you chose to categorize Christians along with the definition of Webster's and Cambridge: uneducated, bigoted, prejudiced, ignoramus type thing. If you said, well, Mexicans would not be offended, or blacks would not be offended, that would be you putting everybody in a particular category. But you basically said, also Christians. There are many white people that would be offended that somebody would freely use the term redneck in his court. And I just had to do it. It's not just therapeutic, but it's to call them out. It's to call them out for when they do that kind of stuff, and cover up for the other things we mentioned, which I won't get into, okay? So I am uploading other videos right now. I uploaded today's teaching post or teaching video already, but this is to examine, not just to criticize you. In today's opinion piece, which I just read now, which I'm prone to make videos, I criticize you in a sincere way because you just felt like it was okay to say Christians are in that kind of category. And you shouldn't do that. Just like that man shouldn't have used the term redneck. That was offensive. And so you're divisive. You're divisive because that's just one example. Most people could see bias in the media, but you do it a lot, okay? You see no good in the other side of the political aisle, because I read your paper quite often, and I advocate for many liberal causes, but it's your inability to see that non-stop bias creates a tension. I don't want to get into the other stuff that's going on. I want you to see that. You should at least write an apology that, yes, I'm right, that you shouldn't have thrown Christian in with that other definition of redneck, okay?